So basically, Pratik Poddar, okay, he's I think Nexus investor, one of the partners or whatever. So I was he's my junior, whatever, having a chat with him, and generally the topic was networking. Right? What is networking? I was like, somebody was telling me at that time that I should network with people, and I was like, the hell is networking, right? It is like, do you start asking people, how are your kids, and start sending them greeting cards and stuff? That was too weird for me, right? That like I don't think I can do that. So kind of largely resigned to the fact that probably I'll never be networking, right? I'll just have some friends and some people who know me. I don't think I could figure out what is like, how do you go about, let's say if you meet some random person, right? Now, how do you connect with that guy, right? Some people are quick to do it, right? And but they are usually employing small talk, like we went on a similar travel trip destination, something common, whatever. And I found, Netflix, common movies, and I found that very intellectually not satisfying. Right? That's like, okay, I know some people do it and it helps those people, but I never got this feeling that I can do it. I want to do it. I can imagine being okay, understanding, okay, networking can help you, and therefore you should do it, and even if it is
not intellectually stimulating.
yeah.
Basically.
So that was the situation, the position I was in, right? Maybe I'll consider it, blah blah. Then I spoke to Pratik, and he basically had very awesome answer. He said that is complete garbage. That is not networking at all. Okay. To him, networking is equal to thesis. So basically, thesis is, like Paul Graham or no, sorry, the other guy, the Peter Thiel, right? One of the two people or one of those people, right? They ask you, what is it one thing about the world that you know that the world doesn't agree with you, or you think the world doesn't know that, right? So for example, in case of IFT, I always say, text files. So like the rest of the world is going in one direction with respect to text files and bold button and blah blah, right? Giving a GUI editor, and I believe that text file. So that's like one thing, or there are lots of such things probably, right? That I believe in, that I believe that world doesn't yet believe in, or probably whatever. It's a unique thesis that I have. May or may not be true, but that, according to Pratik, is the point of networking, or rather the way to network, right? So when I'm talking to anybody, my job is to get to those questions, right? What are the theses that you have, right? What I can learn from, right? And that's the relation with the blog or the page that you were showing, right? So what you called word, maybe you can rename it to thesis. So you are right now in the process of developing theses, lots of, right? And that's the whole point. So when you meet people, you kind of move the conversation away from networks, Netflix and travel and stuff, to your thesis. Some people will go and only talk about their thesis and their stuff. They are called whatever, considered a little bit impolite or hostile or whatever it is. And but yeah, in general, I believe this is the point of having conversation with anybody, to figure out their thesis, figure out or bounce your thesis with them, figure out their view on your thesis, right? So this itself, for example, this what I'm saying right now is a thesis by Pratik, right? And that's like, if you look at, I keep saying, right? So for example, collect stuff, right? This is something like you should collect like the words or jokes or whatever, right? But this is something, the most interesting thing to collect. What are the theses going on around you?
It is in some sense related to branding also, right? And then you're probably marketing your brand.
Yeah, of course. So all your thesis is, you see, all those people who are, let's say, intellectually honest will always give you credit for the thesis that you came up with. Some people will try to steal or pretend that they came over. Like if you discuss your thesis with somebody, some people will mention, okay, I got this thesis from Saurabh. Some other people might just try to take the thing, whatever. So obviously your goal is to not worry about those bad players, right? The system will take care of it somehow. So point is brand is that. So for example, if you think about Paul Graham, you think about so many intellectuals like Plato, right? You think about what these guys said. What are their theses? Very few people think about what was the life of Paul Graham or Plato or whatever. People think in terms of what are the unique things that these people have said. And that's their brand, right? So, and at meta level, your brand could be a guy with a lot of theses. At Paul Graham, for example, has his brand itself could be argued that his brand is that he writes essays. He's not about one or two of those essays. So if you look at David Parrell, right? So David Parrell is very limited in his scope, right? He's great. He has spoken to a lot of people and lots of, but all of these things that he has said can be summarized in a few paragraphs, right? So he's very kind of whatever. He's great, right? And those things need to be said, and that's like worth multiple books for that matter, right? But let's say if you compare him with Paul Graham is way more broad, right? He has theses on how to raise kids, to how governments work, or how countries work, to how software should be written. He's writing his own programming language at one point, So he's much broader. So you could either be, your brand could be either like David Parrell has a brand based on just few of his theses, whereas you can be like Paul Graham, who is known for, obviously that the second one is the one to aim for, to have. And if you spend all your life collecting what you're doing right now, if you do it even for a few years, you'll suddenly have lots of have you seen the talking points by Visa, right? So Visa recently moved to what is called the Rome, right? So he created a page, and on that page he listed alphabetically all the talking points, almost like your page. I would highly recommend you should see that page. So he simply listed all of his talking points, and they are very, very diverse. You can see, and the point is the first version of his talking point and to the version that is today, like the same Rome research document I'm talking about, it has grown itself. He has realized that there are way more talking points that he has spoken about, and he's not pretending that all of these points are his. Right? He keeps on, like right now I'm reading this book called Finite and Infinite Games, right? And this is one of his talking points. So he's not pretending that was his original idea, right? He will constantly refer to that book and whatever. But the bottom line is that every time he is having that conversation, he's bringing that up, and that's a fact. That the idea as presented in that book is something that really appeals to him. He has made that idea his own. Right? So you take theses from other people, and your job is to become a good judge of those theses, right? Some of them you'll say, okay, this is very industry specific. It's not worth putting in my book, whatever, right? Whereas this other thing is really, really whatever. Or maybe it is industry specific in the industry that you are interested in. Depends, right? So
I have one question. जैसे for example job बोल रहे हो networking वाला thesis वाला, ये let's say कितने लोग करेंगे? 5% या 2% let's say. मतलब जिनकी कुछ thesis होगी probably, right? But how to network with let's say 98%? हाँ, Paul Graham is one person. जैसे for example उसका बहुत broad वो है opinions और thesis on different topics, right? But let's say अगर एक बंदे का नहीं है, then how should he network?
No, so I don't believe that at all. जो 98% जो तुमने बोला है, I don't believe in that. What I feel, for example, consider something as simple as politics or something as simple as sports. Right? So a lot of people have views, and you can generalize those views as mundane views. If not mundane, like pop. Like everybody has the same view. What is unique about you saying I support so and so political party? Right? So consider politics, right? So you can argue that there are only like two political parties. So virtually everybody is talking about anything related to politics is probably belonging to A versus B. So it's probably not worth really talking about, right? But even there can be a lot of opinions or rather unique things. So I'm saying that is assuming common people don't have anything to say is actually a very, very invalid assumption, right? It's like you must have heard that joke, right? Ki if a smart man or a wise man meets a donkey, right? Who learns the more from the other
Sorry,
guy?
I'm having trouble with the connection. Please try again in a moment.
So I'm saying so whoever you meet, right? They will have something. It's like that's your job, right? To be able to figure out, okay, this person has said 90% of the things. Everybody who says any like 90% of the things that they will say would probably be mundane stuff. So it is somehow your challenge, right? For you to figure out how do I like. Because to me, it's usually very, very simple, right? So just figure out what this person is passionate about, right?
Exactly.
So if you can figure out something somebody is passionate about, something I real put some effort in, it could be anything. It doesn't really matter that it has to be technology or science or whatever, right? So I don't believe at all that only two people are. Maybe it may not be 100%. I'm not pretending, but just obviously, if those people are not like that, why wouldn't it work? The whole point is to also be a filter, right? To be because there are 7 billion people, right? You can't just be everybody. So usually anybody, if they are successful, and success can be in a variety of ways, right? A housewife can be successful just raising kids and managing family, have things to say, will have things to say, definitely will have things to say. So it's your job to figure out what they have to say, what it is unique.
One easy thing is talk about their experiences. That's it.
Yeah. Ask them this very question that Paul Graham or whatever, like what is the unique thing that you think you know that other people don't know? Or you see other people making that mistake. Like that's a very great question. In every field, you go and ask this to any housewife, she probably will have something to say. To any watchman, probably the watchman will have something to say. Take like whatever category that you think probably doesn't have much to say, you probably have something to say. Fashion, definitely.